thank God I come across this again. I have always wished to show you guys on how to make this. So this is it. It is ready. So go ahead to learn and share with your friends. Thank you. Welcome once again. So I don't want to waste much of your time. Let me go straight to the cutting of our jacket. So what I am going to do first is to get my measurements for my jacket, and I need my half length. So my half length, what I'm doing now, I'm going to include plus my sewing allowance. So take note of that. So my half length for my jacket is 17. I'm going to make it 18 because half inch for the joining of the shoulder and half inch for the joining of the peplum. So that's what I'm going to do here to get my half length, which is 17 plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. Then I connect my lines together. So once you are done doing that, what you are going to do, because what I'm cutting now is for the back, I'm going to use the back to cut the front. So this is the back which I'm doing now. So what I'm going to do next is to get my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 16 plus 0.5 inch for sewing allowance. When you make it 16 divided by 2 is 8 plus 0.5 inch for sewing allowance, making it 8.5. So this is my 8.5 which I have here. And I come down for my shoulder slope, I come down by 1 inch. 1 inch. Then I have to get my armhole measurement. It's your shoulder divided, your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inch. So my bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5 inch. What I have is 8.5. So here is my 8.5 which I have here. And I'll come here again to put my shoulder measurement which I have plus my 0.5, making it 8.5. I'm going to place it here again. Then what I'm going to do is to connect it together, just like this. So that's what I have here now. So remember, this 1 inch from here is our shoulder slope, and from here to here is your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5. That is what I have here. So what I'm going to do next is to get my armhole curve. So my armhole curve, I'm going to get the midpoint between 1 here to 8.5, which will give me 4.2. So I have my 4.2 here. So after cutting this, what I'm going to do next is to get my neck circumference. Circumference of my neck, which is the width of my neck. I'm going to take 3 for the width of my neck. Width of my neck is 3, and I'm going to come down by 1.5 for the depth of my neck. This is the back which I'm making. 1.5 for the depth of my neck, and I'm going to connect it together. So once I have done doing this, what I'm going to do next is to connect my shoulder together to my shoulder slope. So I have done that. So what I'm going to do now is how to get my dart measurement. So how to get my dart? My dart is 4, which is my nipple to nipple measurement is 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. So 4 now I'm going to plus 0.5 inch for sewing allowance. I told you it is plus sewing allowance. So I have my 0.5 inch here plus sewing allowance. 0.5 inch here. So I'm going to connect it down like this. So after I have connected it like this, what I'm going to do now is to get my shoulder to bust measurement. And my shoulder to bust measurement is 11.5. So here is my 11.5 for my shoulder to bust measurement. 11.5. I'm going to plus 1 inch. Because this is the back, I'm going to come up by 1 inch. And I'm going to connect it down to this my armhole. So I cut my shoulder to nipple measurement, up by 1 inch. Then I'm connecting to my armhole like this. So when doing your don't make it straight, give it the armhole curve. So after I've done that, what I'm going to do now is to place my dart for my waist here. So I'm going to come out here by 0.5 inch and come in here by 0.5 inch. Then I'm going to connect it down to this point here. Down to this point which I extended one here. I'm going to connect my darts down to those points just like this. So after I've done doing that, what I'm going to do next is to get my armhole curve. In my armhole curve, what I'm going to do to get my armhole curve, I'm going to divide my bust divided by 4. My bust is 40.5. So my bust measurement divided by 4. That is what I'm going to get here. So my bust measurement, my bust is 40.5 divided by 4, give me 10.3. So I have my 10.3 here. 10.3 here. I'm going to plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. 1 inch for sewing allowance because I'm going to join half from this part and half from this part to join my bust. So what I'm going to do next is to get my waist measurement. And my waist measurement is 35 divided by 4, give me 7.5. So I have my 8.75. I have my 8.75 here. 8.75 here. Plus 1 inch. So 8.75 plus 1 inch. 1 inch for my dart because I'm going to cut this out. 1 inch for my dart. Then another 1 inch for sewing my darts together. Then I connect down to my bust measurement. So after I've connected it down to my bust measurement, what I'm going to do next is to put my 2 inches for sewing allowance. So these 2 inches for my sewing allowance. So I told you, including my sewing allowance to my measurement. So after I'm done doing this, what I'm going to do now to get my armhole curve, I'm going to connect my armhole from this point now down to my bust point here. Connect it down to my bust point here. So after connecting this down to my bust point, if I sew this after cutting, if I go ahead to do it like this and sew, I will have shortage of fabric at this side. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to extend this my side by 1 inch, just like this. Take your tip like this and extend it by 1 inch. And this 1 inch now, I'm going to connect it down to my armhole curve, just like this. So you can see what I have there. So after I connect it to my armhole curve, what I'm going to do is to cut this out. So let me go ahead to cut it out. Then I'll use it to place for my front to cut out. Okay, so I have cut out my back. As you can see how it looks like, I have gone ahead to cut out my back. So what I'm going to do for my front, I'm going to mark 4 inches extra for my overlap. 4 inches, that's what I'm going to take for my overlap. I'm going to mark 4 inches down to this very up. I'm going to take 4 inches like this for my overlap. So after putting my 4 inches, I'm going to place my back on my front from this my 4 inches line. That is where I'm going to place it. So let me look for something to hold it down so it does not disturb me when calculating. Okay, so I have my paper tack down and put in place for it not to move to get my front. So this is 4 inches which I have here for my overlap for my front. So what I'm going to do next is to determine the depth of my neck. So this part now depends on you, on how many you want your neck to be. So as for me, I want my neck to be 7 inches. So this totally depends on how many you want your neck to be. So my neck is 7 inches. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get a mark at my neck width here, which is the same 3. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave my dotted lines like this and connect all my marks together to get my dotted lines like this. So you can see what I'm doing right now, getting my dotted lines all around it, just like this, because I will be working with my front. Okay, so let me see if I place at the other part. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my front out, my back out of the way, because I'm working with my front. Let me take my back out of the way. So I have taken my back out of the way. So what I'm going to do now next is to connect from my neck width here down to my neck depth, down to these 4 inches which I have at the end there. So that is what I'm going to do right here. So let me connect it just like this. So you can see what I'm doing. I connected it from here to my neck depth and connect it down to my overlap which I have at this down part. So this is what I have for my front, my neck opening. Then for my front, you know, the bust is supposed to come out down the back. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to include 0.5 inch at this part here. So I'm going to connect it 0.5.
At this note, I want to brief you on something. Please, this is the front and not the back. So make sure you take your measurement from your shoulder to your bust point plus half inch for sewing allowance. That is where you are going to connect from your waist to that position. Please don't make your back equal as the front. I later made correction for this. So I just want to let you know on how to go about this. Thank you.
Bring my 0.5 down to this point, just like this. Because of the bust, this side should give you the bust allowance for it to sit or relax inside with free ease. So after I've added 0.5 inch, because I'm going to cut it 0.5 inch off, I'm going to include back my 0.5 inch at this point here. So I'm including my 0.5 inch back at this point. I'm going to connect it down to this other part here. So I connect it back to this point here. Now what I'm going to do next is to I'm going to connect all my lines together. So this is what I have. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to cut it out just like this. So this is what I have for my front, and this is what I have for my back. So we are still in the cutting process, so let me go ahead to cut my fabric for you to see how to go about this. Okay, so I have cut out my fabric with my pattern, and I put my fabric on fold because I need 2 pieces for each of these, because my pattern was single. So my fabric, I need 2 inches to cut out my fabric. 2 pieces, sorry. So this is 2 pieces for every piece of my fabric. And this is the front and this is the back. So stay tuned to watch on how to sew, because we are going to show you first on how to pad and cut your lining. So stay tuned. Thank you. Stay safe and remain blessed.